So I'm actually going to be traveling the next few weeks to Korea and Japan, and this is just a vacation and I'm not going there for a job. So I've been trying to decide which cameras and lenses to take with me, and also I've been debating if I'm going to be shooting any videos or if I'm just going to be shooting photos. I could be ambitious and try to do both, but then I'm also afraid I'm going to miss good shots trying to do too many things at once. And also I'm not exactly a travel vlogger anyway, and I think most people who subscribe to my channel are more interested in things like gear reviews and photography and tutorials. I mean, obviously feel free to let me know if you think I'm wrong about that, but I'm gonna try to incorporate those into my videos if I end up shooting any, instead of just talking about the locations that I'm at. So I thought today would be a good time to talk about what I decided to take with me and what I'm leaving behind. You know, if you're a photographer or a videographer, it's so easy to overpack things and pack your bags with gears that you end up not even using. And camera gears can be very, very heavy, so I'm just trying to be reasonable here. And you know, I'm gonna be with my family and friends and I don't want to be shooting all the time, so I just want to enjoy my time there. And I wasn't sure if I'm gonna have any time to edit my videos or upload them. I wasn't sure what the Wi-Fi situation is gonna be like at the hotel. I know Korea generally has pretty good internet everywhere, but I didn't want to promise anything before I leave. So I'm just gonna go through some of the stuff that I have in front of me. Some of these you've already seen and some of these you have not. But whether or not if I end up posting videos while I'm in Korea and Japan, you'll be able to see my photos on my Instagram. Follow me on Instagram at Ralph Jung, just my name, no spaces. And I'll also post whatever gears I used and what settings I used and all those stuff, so you'll be able to see that on my Instagram. So I've been thinking about this for a long time, and these are the contenders so far. So with the camera, I decided to take my 5D Mark IV. I did think about taking the EOS R instead, but I still just enjoy using this camera more, I think. It feels very comfortable in my hands and I'm very familiar with the settings and dials and controls. It also has dual card slots, and if I'm gonna be spending thousands of dollars to travel thousands of miles, the last thing I want is losing my photos. And I'm not saying this is the better camera than the EOS R, and this might be a little too big and heavy for most people, especially for travel. But for me, I don't mind using a bigger camera, and if I'm gonna be traveling with all these lenses anyway, some additional weight on my camera doesn't really bother me. And the next camera is the EOS RP, and I haven't completely made up my mind yet if I'm gonna take this or not, and I might as well just bring it just because it doesn't take up that much space in my bag. Or maybe I'll let my wife or my brother borrow it if they want to shoot any photos, but we'll see. I might just wait till the last minute. And we have a new camera here, and this is the Fuji X-T2, and I just got this last week. So a couple of weeks ago, Dan Watson posted a video called the most powerful camera under $1,000, and this is the camera that he was talking about in that video. And the X-T2 has been around for about 3 years now, and the X-T3 just came out about 6 months ago, and that's why the price has gone down quite a bit. When this camera first came out, it was about $1,600 or $1,700, I believe. And I've actually never used Fuji cameras before, but I've always heard a lot of good things about them. So after watching the video, I went on the eBay, which I do a lot more often than I should, and typed in X-T2, and the prices that I saw were amazing, and I really didn't need to buy this camera, but the prices were just too good to pass on. So I told you this was $1,600 when it came out. Do you know how much I paid for this camera? $625. $625, that's amazing. And it even came with an extra battery and the grip attachment, not the battery grip, but the one that makes the grip bigger. And I also got the lens. This is the 23mm f2 lens, and the camera and the lens together, it was about $1,000. So that was an incredible deal. And it's a great looking little camera. And since I've been testing out my EOS RP a lot, I've been kind of getting used to the smaller size and weight. And this Fuji is a great little camera. So far, the pictures that I've been taking with it have been amazing, and I've been just getting blown away by it. So if I'm just going out for a drink or something and I don't want to carry all the camera gears, this will be the camera that I take with me, so that will be very nice. So I'm looking forward to trying this out. So I might do a full review of this camera either while I'm there or when I come back. And also it'll be kind of interesting to see the comparison between this and the RP, because the RP is like the lowest priced Canon camera with some features taken away, and this is Fuji's like, or used to be, one of the best mirrorless APS-C cameras around. So let's get to the lenses. and I'm taking my Canon 16-35 with me. This is the f4 version, and I've taken lots of great landscape shots with it, and I'm sure there will be plenty of opportunities to use this lens while I'm traveling. And this came in at the last minute. This is the 8-15 fisheye lens, and I've actually never used this lens before. I just got this about 2 weeks ago, but I used to own different fisheye lenses when I used to shoot with Nikon and Sony. And if you've never tried a fisheye lens before, give it a try. You can do a lot of cool things with it. You can do some cool landscapes, and if I'm in a small and tight environment like I will be in Japan, this lens might be very useful. And I'm also taking my 50-1.2, my go-to lens for pretty much anything, and also my 85-1.2. It might be nice to get some close-up shots of people. And lastly, also the 35-1.4, and this is the Mark I version, and I showed these lenses in my last video on my portrait focal length comparison videos. And Canon actually makes newer versions of these lenses. There's the 35-1.4 Mark II, and also there's the 85-1.4, which came out a couple of years ago. And there's no newer version of the 50-1.2 for the EF mount, but Canon makes the newer RF mount 50mm 1.2. And those are technically and optically superior lenses. Those newer lenses are going to be a lot sharper, and all three of these lenses have horrendous chromatic aberration, which are all fixed on the newer versions. But I always just liked using these lenses, and they may not be the sharpest lenses, and sharpness is nice on photos, but I don't find it to be the most important thing. But that's just me, and I might be just being sentimental about things, but I like these lenses a lot. So if you want to see the photos that I take with these lenses, again, follow me on my Instagram. So that's gonna be what's in my bag for my Korea and Japan trip. And please feel free to let me know in the comments if you guys have any questions, or if you guys are interested in me reviewing any of these particular lenses, or the Fuji X-T2. Let me know if you have one. Do you like it? Don't like it? Do you own the X-T3 or any other Fuji cameras? Let me know in the comments below. So that's it for me today. Thank you for watching. And again, if you want to see my photos in Korea and Japan, follow me on Instagram at Ralph Jong. And hopefully I'll be able to make some videos while I'm traveling. And if I do, you guys would obviously be able to see it. So I hope to see you again soon. And thank you again for watching. Bye-bye.